Hello again, Dr. Nick Mabbott from Beyond Midnight Consulting, here with an abbreviated version of my top 10 tips for safe driving. Now, I'm trying to do this in 5 minutes in the hope that a lot of Australian drivers, and indeed anywhere around the world, will seriously take this on board. I'm just talking here about driver fatigue, nothing else. And I don't think that the road safety messages that are out there are quite hitting the spot. There's some good information in them, but people don't fully understand the term driver fatigue. When I ask people in training sessions, what is driver fatigue and at what point would they stop the vehicle and take a break, the overwhelming response is when my eyes start closing, when my head starts falling over. This is way too late. You have gone way past dangerous. You are at risk of microsleeps. Your reaction time could go out to anywhere around 4 or 5 seconds. And at high speed, that can be 150 meters traveled with your eyes closed. Your judgment becomes terribly impaired. So I want to, challenge the term driver fatigue. Let's put it into 3 different levels of driving impairment when you are fatigued. First up, driving tired. Now, I have a golden rule, and that is, if I've ever slept 5 or less hours, I will not drive the next day. And if everyone did that, we would see an immediate slow down or drop in crash incidents. That is something that I could guarantee. Now, even if you get 6 hours of sleep, you will still be impaired and you will be at probably double the risk of having a crash. So for me, I like to drive on 7.5 hours of sleep on average most nights. Now let's get to driving levels of impairment. I also plan in each of my trips to stop before I get tired. It's an unusual concept, isn't it? Why would you stop when you're not tired? Because if you do, you probably won't get tired. Now, if you do get tired eventually because you haven't stopped enough, then here's what you do. This driving tired might just feel like, oh, your eyes are starting to get a tiny bit heavy, you're starting to get a bit bored, the road's monotonous, you might start moving around in the seat a little bit and readjusting. That to me is tired and the perfect spot to stop, take a break in a safe and secure area and just get out of the car, move around, have a drink of water, maybe a snack if you want to, reinvigorate yourself, get driving again, and you should be okay again for a while. How long this while is depends on how much sleep you've had over the last couple of nights. If you've had 7.5, you should be okay for another hour or 2. Now, if you go past tired driving and you become drowsy, and drowsy might feel like your eyes are getting really heavy, you're losing focus on the road. You're just following that white line and the contours of the road. You're forgetting parts of the drive. That is drowsy driving. That could be the equivalent of you drinking around half a dozen standard drinks. In other words, you're half drunk and you should not be on the road at this point. Currently, at drowsy driving level, your reaction time will be 3 to 4 seconds. Your judgment is so impaired that you wouldn't even believe your driving behaviors if someone videoed them and replayed them to you. Seriously. Your overtaking maneuvers, very dangerous. Your cornering becomes erratic. Your lane guidance, staying between the lines becomes terrible. So at this point, when you are drowsy, a simple break and a walk around does not fix it. Please do not think it will. You're drowsy because your brain is trying to catch up on sleep. It sees that there is a lot of adenosine built up, and you learnt that in earlier sections of this series. and the brain wants to sleep to recycle that adenosine back to brain energy. So that's what it's doing, trying to put you to sleep. So why don't you help it? Find a safe, secure spot. Get out of the car. Walk around a little bit. Get in the back seat. Lock the doors. Have a 20-minute nap. Don't forget to set your alarm for 20 minutes. You don't want to go past 20 minutes. Once you've had your nap, get out of the car. Maybe you walk 100 metres forwards, 100 metres back to the car. Make sure you're okay to go. Get in the car and off you go. You should be okay for another hour or two. If you go past drowsy driving and you get to sleepy driving, you are now at high risk of a fatality. Please don't ever get to that level. And if you do, there is nothing less than a 20-minute nap that can help you. 20-minute nap preceded by a power drink or a double strength caffeine may help you for a couple of hours, but it may not. And if you don't feel good after that nap, please do not drive. Contact someone to come and get you home safe. If you're on the way to work, you shouldn't be going to work anyway. Contact the supervisor and tell that person you are not coming to work, you are too dangerous. Please think about this seriously. To summarize, make sure you average 7.5 hours of sleep. Anything less than that increases your risk of driver impairment due to fatigue. Stop before you get tired. If you get tired, stop and take a short break, stretches, drink, snacks, get back in the car, go. Drowsy, 20-minute nap, nothing less. Sleepy, stop the car, and if the 20-minute nap doesn't work, contact someone else. Please drive safe. Your life and the lives of others does depend on this. And yes, I know you don't believe it will happen to you, but unfortunately, so have a lot of people said that who have then gone on crashed and had fatal accidents. So please don't do that. I'd love to see you around sometime. Drive safe, be safe, have a great day. That's me signing off. I'll see you next time.